Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's webinar. I'm so excited to be here with you all and with my two lovely guests. As you guys can see, Alyssa's not here, so we had to bring at least two people to replace her. But all jokes aside, I'm super happy to be here. Today, we'll be talking about how to optimize your client's LinkedIn profile for SEO. I'm saying we, but honestly, it's Fatima. She did all of the work. So please, but also let us know where you're joining from, because I'm seeing everyone letting us know from Missouri, Ontario, Iowa. Like this is so cool. Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us today. Um, so, in terms of who's here today and introducing ourselves, hi, I'm Ketsia. I'm the social media community manager here at HeyOrca. If it's not your first webinar, then you've probably seen me here almost every single week. Some weeks I'm not there. But if you have, let us know how many webinars you've joined from. Because we'd love to know. But I'm also here with Jessie, who works with me on the marketing team, who's going to introduce herself.
Yeah, hey everyone. So happy to be here. I've been on, I think, 3 HeyOrca webinars. However, I'm almost always in the comments section, so you might recognize my name from in there. I'm the growth marketing manager at HeyOrca, based in Montreal. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here. I'll now pass it to our very special guest, Fatima, who will introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to Team Hey Orca for inviting me. I will be doing a detailed introduction later on. So, hello for now.
That's fine. We're super excited. And please follow Fatima on LinkedIn because her content, top tier content. Make sure you follow her on there. But before we get into, the webinar, I really wanted to show you guys a feature because I think it really goes well with the webinar that we have today. Let me share my screen here. Okay. I hope you guys can see my screen. Yes? Okay, I'm assuming you guys can. But I wanted to show you guys our LinkedIn reports because, I mean, it's like one of my favorite features at HeyOrca, but it's LinkedIn reports because we also have like AI report summary. So you can like see and kind of understand like how your metrics and what your metrics mean. But we also have all of the numbers, your audience growth, your impressions. And I like that they showcase like organic and paid followers as well. If you do ads through LinkedIn, your engagement rate, your top posts, so you can sort them, through engagement, likes, and all that stuff. It makes it so easy to kind of create reports because you can just share it with your team. You can just email it to people. You can be like, hey, this is this month's report. And it makes it super easy. So I like this. It makes it so much easier, especially the AI part, because you don't have to think as much. But if you guys are interested, in trying out HeyOrca and trying out this feature, make sure to use our discount code because we do have a webinar exclusive discount code. And to answer your question, Emily, yes, it does track follower growth. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it too. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Jessie, would you like to do the honors of the giveaway?
I would love to because oftentimes I'm picking the winners, so it's very fun to announce that we have a contest. So yeah, if you head over to our Instagram, Lyle will be popping that URL into the chat very shortly. But we have a question on our story, and that question is, do your clients focus on LinkedIn? So the way to participate, just answer our poll and you will be automatically entered into our contest to win some HeyOrca swag. So yeah, the draw will be at the end of this webinar. Stay tuned for the results.
Yes, thank you so much, Jessie. This is amazing. And we also have another giveaway going up right now because we hit 10K. So if you guys want to participate to that giveaway, make sure you sign up. I mean, not sign up. You participate and you follow us and you like and comment, obviously, because it's really exciting. It's like $150 Amazon gift card. So I would make sure to sign up for that. But yeah,
I also just want to shout out Ketsia for her work there. You can really tell when she started at HeyOrca because we had like very still social media. Then she joined. It's like boom, just like completely growing day after day. So yeah, shout out to
Thank you.
Ketsia for bringing it up to 10K followers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But enough with the rambling. I'm so sorry, you guys. We will get into the presentation. Please, Fatima, take it over so that people can learn all this wisdom from you.
Thank you so much, Ketsia. I'm so pleased to be here once again. Thank you for having me and thank you for joining in. If there's anybody here from my LinkedIn community, drop in a hello in the chat box. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Fatma. I'm based in the UK. I am a new first-time mom to a lovely 4-month-old and also a new business owner. I started my LinkedIn consultancy last year. That prompted me to leave my full-time job as a social media marketing manager to grow personal brands on LinkedIn. I do LinkedIn ghostwriting, coaching, and soon I'm launching a 4-week LinkedIn accelerator program to coach B2B founders how to generate leads, interest, and engagement on LinkedIn. Alyssa will share the waiting list for the program if anybody is interested to sign up or learn more about it. All right, so let's move on. Oh, first time mom in the chat box as well. Hello, it's a lovely experience, isn't it? So the topic we are discussing today is LinkedIn profile optimization for SEO purposes. And this is what the agenda looks like. I will be taking you through what SEO is, how does it work on LinkedIn, and how does the LinkedIn search engine work. And we cannot talk about SEO without keyword research. So we look at that. And then what are the 7 key areas on your LinkedIn profile that you need to optimize against SEO? So let's dive in. First of all, let's get the scary main character out of the way. What is SEO? If you are someone like me, if anybody would say the word SEO, I would be immediately overwhelmed. Like, what is that? Let me explain it to you in simple terms how I wish somebody would have explained it to me when I first started learning about the subject. SEO is simply a strategy to get in front of more people. Now, how do you get in front of these people? By appearing in their search results. Let's take an example of Google as a search engine, which we are all familiar with. When you type in a search query on Google, it shows you a list of results. What Google is showing you on page 1 is not random. It determines the results against the user's activity, user's behavior, and how well the options are optimized against the search query. So how does that work on LinkedIn? Let's simplify it. After this call, I want you to pull up your LinkedIn profile or your client's LinkedIn profile and click on search appearances under analytics. With the latest LinkedIn update, your analytics now appear right below your profile photo and name. When you go on search appearances, that essentially is SEO for your profile. And when you click on that, these are the 3 key categories, the 3 key analytics that are going to pop up in front of you. The first thing you will see is the number of times you have appeared in the search results in the past 7 days. So for example, it's going to be a glance of a number. For me, it was 1,300. And then the second thing you will see are the top companies your searchers work at. So for example, people from LinkedIn are looking up my profile, but that does not really tell me much. It is the third analytic, which I think is the most important one, the job titles of your searchers. Out of the 3, the job titles is the most useful in my opinion, because that way you can identify if your profile is getting suggested to your target audience or not. If not, then that is your sign to optimize your profile. Previously, very recently, in fact, you could also see top keywords that your profile was getting suggested against in the search engine. But I think that now comes with LinkedIn Premium. However, there's plenty you can still do about optimization, and that is what we are going to get into. So this is a quick exercise you can do to identify if you even need to optimize your profile for SEO. Now, before we delve into optimization, let's understand how LinkedIn's search engine really work. When you type in a search query on LinkedIn, the results usually appear in a particular pattern, which I have displayed here in a screenshot, especially if you type in a longer search query. I will take you through an example after the slide, but let me just quickly explain the 4 key categories that are important to anybody in terms of ranking high or ranking at all in the search engine. The first thing that usually appears when you type in a search query on the search engine are people asked which is essentially LinkedIn articles or LinkedIn newsletters. After that, you're going to see posts by people, followed by people profiles and services section. So let's go through each one of them with an example. What I have over here is actually did an example to explain how the process really works. What exactly will you be seeing in the result on the results page? So I typed in the query social media marketing, and as you can see, the first thing that popped up with me was a LinkedIn article. Right now, LinkedIn is promoting newsletters and articles a lot. You can get a top voice badge as well if you participate in collaborative articles. And LinkedIn articles are right now the LinkedIn SEO's best friends. And we will actually talk about that later. I will give you a really good tip on how you can rank high on Google search engine and actually drive a lot of traffic, not only to your profile from Google, but also to your website. And you can also strengthen your SEO backlink for your website through LinkedIn articles and rank organically through this highly underutilized feature on LinkedIn, to be fair. Then after that, with a quick scroll down, the next thing you will notice are posts. Posts are going to get suggested to you on the results page, which is very interesting. And this also means that you have more chances to get your profile discovered on LinkedIn if you are creating content, as opposed to just having an optimized profile. And there's another thing that I would like to highlight. The three filters appearing on top: past 24 hours, past week, which means that you have to post content at least once a week to rank in the search engine at all. And and you have to make sure that you're obviously that you're also using relevant keywords. So my search query was social media marketing, which has been used in the post that is being suggested to me. And there's another important thing to know about this section of the search results page. If you have a lot of active connections on your profile, if you have a lot of people connected with you who post content online, content on LinkedIn, you're more likely to see their content appear here, not content of people who are perhaps your mutual connections or your third degree connections, which I will explain what exactly first, second, third degree connections are in the next slide.
Sorry, I'm just because everyone is freaking out about
Oh, okay.
search appearances on LinkedIn. And by the way, thank you for showing that. I think everyone wants to know where they can find it because it's such a valuable information, obviously, to know. But just, to let you guys know, I shared a link in the description box where you can find search appearances. But Fatima, if you want to let us know again, like where they can find it, please do, because I feel like people are kind of freaking out about it a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. So when you go over on your profile or your client's profile, as per the new update on LinkedIn, your analytics appear right below your profile photo and your name, so above the About section. So go up on your profile, click on your profile on LinkedIn. You're going to see, if I just move the slides and go back to the analytics screenshot. Yes, there you go. So this is how the analytics appear with you. It will only be for your profile. As you can see, even on the screenshot, it says private to you. So only you have access to your analytics. All right, brilliant. I think people now have an understanding. What about companies? So this session is for people profiles, but I can also, maybe perhaps after this session, we can get into company profiles as well. It's for profiles what I'm talking about. Brilliant. I hope that answers the question. Yes, we're talking about personal profiles here, definitely. And then, all right, so moving back to the LinkedIn search engine result page, like we've seen, first you will see LinkedIn articles pop up, most definitely. After that, it's going to be LinkedIn posts, followed by finally profiles. Now, this is where you have the chance to shine. This is where you possibly have the chance to get suggested to people who you're not connected to. Even in the screenshot, if you see the three profiles appearing with me have are getting suggested as people I can follow or connect with. So these are second or third degree connections. It's important to know what first, second, third degree connections mean here. So first degree connections are people you're connected to on LinkedIn. Then your second degree connections are people you are not connected to, but your connections are connected to them. And third degree connections is where it all gets very complicated. Those are profiles that you're not connected to, and your connections are also not connected to, but their connections are connected to them. So it's just a way for LinkedIn to make your profile get appeared in front of a larger audience. So on this section of the results page is where your profile is likely to get suggested to third and second degree connections. Over here, I'm not seeing any of the people I am connected to. And if your profile is optimized with the right keywords, you are most likely going to get suggested in this section of the results page. And then finally, the fourth area, the fourth key category where your profile can get suggested on the search results page is the services section. Now, this is another, I think I would say, an underutilized feature on LinkedIn. And when you're optimizing your profile or your client's profile, you can make sure to have this section appear as this section completed, especially if you are offering any services on the platform, if you are in the B2B space. There are two reasons why you should fill out the services section, I would say. First of all, LinkedIn has recently changed the profile layout. Now, when you click on anybody's profile, the first thing you will see is the About section and the Services section. Previously, it used to be the Featured section that would pop up, but they're now pushing your introduction and your services on your profile before anything else. So in terms of searchability, you are going to, if you are looking up any service that you're looking for example, a copywriter, content writer, things like that, and if you're connected to anybody who offers these services, your connections are going to show up on the results page under the services section. So it's a good thing to have in terms of becoming more searchable. And the second reason why you should have it is because it is important to have a complete LinkedIn profile. A fully filled out profile is often referred to as an all-star status by LinkedIn, and it receives the best preference in search results. So it's important to have an all-star status if possible. And I think you can see on your profile whether you have it or not. I don't remember on the top of my mind how you can access that, but you can go and see if your profile is an all-star status or not. And if it is, again, it's another very good thing to have in terms of becoming searchable. So just a quick recap, these are the four key categories on the LinkedIn search results page that you can perhaps manipulate or actually appear in terms of your having an optimized profile. So let's look at do we have any other questions, Getsia, before I move forward?
Yes. Sorry, I was also typing an answer. But
Okay.
so we have two questions, actually. So Maddie's asking what your thoughts are on spamming connection requests and connecting with people you don't know. They say that they often get a lot of connections from people they don't know, but are from their industry.
Interesting. So for context, I think it's important to know you have about 30,000 connection request capacity. So it's important for you to be choosy with your connections. However, obviously 30,000 is a great number. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you're not connecting with a lot of people that are not relevant to you. And secondly, in terms of if you're active on the platform, if you're posting content, the LinkedIn algorithm what it notices is that if you're posting content on LinkedIn and you've connected to somebody new and they haven't interacted with your content in the first 2 weeks of that connection, your content is not going to get suggested to them and it's going to be basically lost reach. So in terms of reach, it's not good to be connected to people who are not active on the platform. You want active participants. And if down the line you think this person is not going to be your client or bring in any sort of business, I wouldn't say it's a wise choice to connect with somebody like that. It's always good to know. It's always good to know a few things. I think if you have mutual connections with them in the industry, if they are active on the platform, that's really important. Again, not only does the LinkedIn algorithm favors active participants, they're going to be good for your profile as well. If you're posting content, they're going to engage with your profile, and you want people in your connections to be engaging with your profile, with your content. That way, your content is going to perform better in terms of reach. So I hope that helps. And what
No,
was the
that was,
second question, or was this the only one?
oh no, there was another question, but I was just gonna say that's such a good answer because like people said, like I didn't know there was like a limit necessarily. So that's really good to keep in mind. And then Ashley was asking, do you recommend folks to fill out the pricing option under services? Does that make a difference if you just say contact for pricing? Is it going to affect the amount of people who are going to reach out?
Yeah, great question. Actually, I did make a note of mentioning that, and I omitted mentioning that. So I have about 40,000 followers in LinkedIn. And interestingly enough, I've never received a query through the services section. And I think the reason why you need to have the services displayed is not so much so that people reach out to you. It's because if they're clicking on your profile, your profile would act as a landing page if you have the services section filled out and the featured section filled out, so you can route those people to the sales funnel. And so you're not really likely to get any queries coming your way from the services section. But it's for searchability, it's good. For an all-star status, it's good. And then for anybody who wants to know what is exactly it is that you offer, it's good. Pricing is, I think it's very personal. If you're comfortable sharing your prices, I honestly prefer if people have the prices displayed. If you have your prices displayed on your website, might as well have them displayed on your profile as well. Why not?
So let's
Just
that. Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
Ketsia.
I was just gonna add that I do receive inquiries via LinkedIn. So maybe it's like a difference, maybe like also like location and stuff. Maybe some features are more utilized than others. So I wouldn't completely rule it out because I have gotten clients through LinkedIn services for sure.
There you go.
Okay, we're going to take one more question before we can let you move on with keywords. We have someone named Nat who says, should I clean up my connections if I recently switched industries completely?
Oh, all right. So that would be quite an exercise. I actually switched industries to about 2 years ago as myself. I used to work in HR. Now I am in marketing. And initially, I was getting suggested a lot of HR profiles. And yes, that would be one way to go about it. You can remove those connections if you like. But what I actually did to get people from my niche getting suggested to me, you can do two exercises. You can send out connection requests to people who you actually want to connect to instead of removing previous connections. You can obviously do that, but that's going to be such a hassle, in my opinion. And then the second thing you can do is engage on the platform with people from your niche. I think that's the best way to get visibility from people from your industry or people or industry that you're interested in. Get active on the platform, follow creators or people who are active on the platform, posting content, engage with their content, find profiles of people who are from the comment section, who are also within your industry of preference, and who are also, again, active on the platform. It's really, I would emphasize, important to connect with people who are active on the platform, because that way they will be engaging with you, your content, and overall, the algorithm prefers active users. So yes, if you have the time, why not filter your profile? Definitely remove connections that you don't want to have any sort of alignment with. But I think a better way would be to add more connections.
I completely agree with that. I worked in hosting before I worked at HeyOrca, and my LinkedIn feed was like very developer focused. But then Ketsia was very nice to share a list of really like people in the social media industry that I should follow. And within a few days, my feed was completely transformed. So yeah, I completely agree with following in that industry. All right, let's get back to the presentation, and we'll still keep note of questions if there are more in the chat. And then if we have time at the end, we can answer them there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jesse. All right. So you cannot talk about SEO without talking about keywords. How do you do a keyword research? You have all these traditional means of keyword research, all these traditional tools that you can use, but there is actually a quick exercise that you can do on LinkedIn to make a note of the keywords that you want displayed on your profile. You need about 7 to 10 keywords all throughout your profile. And before you do that exercise, I want you to divide your keywords into two categories, primary and secondary. So primary keywords would be your niche, and your profession, your job title. So for example, for me, my niche is marketing. So that's my primary keyword. And then my profession, which is social media marketing manager. So these two will be your primary keywords, your niche and your job title. And then you have your secondary keywords, which will be services that you offer. So for example, as a social media marketing manager, I offer social media strategy. That's a secondary keyword. And then I offer content writing, copywriting. All those services that you offer will be your secondary keywords. So just a good exercise on making sure that you are incorporating all sorts of keywords in your profile. And then, all right. So the exercise that you can do is type in the in the LinkedIn search engine, the job title, your own job title, social media marketing manager, copywriter, filter through jobs, and you take a look at the first 5 or 10 job listings that appear with you. Go over to those job listings, read their job descriptions. How usually recruiters fill out job descriptions on LinkedIn is that they mention a few set of skills required, which are essentially keywords that you can pick up against your own job title. They would mention that this person needs to have social media strategy skills and things like that. Just make a note of how recruiters are describing your job on the platform, and you can extract those keywords, divide them in the 2 categories, and make sure you have about 7 to 10 keywords with you when you're updating your profile. So this is a quick exercise you can do. And for LinkedIn Premium users, I would suggest an additional step. If you have LinkedIn Premium, what you can do is LinkedIn has a resume builder tool on your profile. When you go on your profile, click on the 3 dots or more, and there will be an option appearing with you which says resume builder. When you click on that, what LinkedIn essentially does is it creates a CV for you based off the details that you have inserted on your profile, your job history, your education history, all of that. So this is again a good exercise to see if LinkedIn is picking up the right keywords against your profile or not. And if it isn't, especially after you have optimized it. So this would be a good exercise to see if the keywords are getting picked or not, and whether you need to weave them in the job history or wherever you would prefer to have them displayed. So these are 2 quick exercises I would recommend. The resume builder tool is only available with LinkedIn Premium users. If you go on your profile, click more, it's going to pop up over there. If you don't have LinkedIn Premium, unfortunately, the tool is not available. I don't have the option myself.
I'm actually curious. And can people put in the comments if they do have LinkedIn Premium? I'll be curious to see who has it and who doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, all the features that you're mentioning are so cool, but I think also, just to clarify, because you had another question, Jeremy was asking if you need 7 to 10 total keywords for each category, or if it's just 7 to 10 total, like whatever you said was like the total amount.
Yes, I would suggest total 7 to 10, because you don't want to bombard your profile with too many keywords. Any SEO best practice is to come up with keywords that you think would be the most appropriate. So, for example, when you're doing this exercise, in fact, that's a good question. Make sure that you're using the right words, and when it comes to how people will be searching your profile. So, for example, if a recruiter wants to find a content writer, the recruiter is going to type in content writer as opposed to content writing. So make sure that you that you're using the right terminologies. And I would say do not use more than 10, because that way you're confusing your profile. If you're using the same words repeatedly a few times, it's more likely that your profile is going to get suggested against the relevant keywords. I think 7 to 10 is a good number.
No, thank you so much for answering that. That was such a good answer. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. So once you have your keywords sorted, these are the 7 key areas where you can plant them on your profile. We'll start with headline, your about section, your services section, featured section, your job history, and the content that you're producing. Finally, you also have the option to insert skills against your job, against each of the jobs that you've had in the past. So you can mention skills. They are, again, keywords that you can include on your profile. So let's look at headline. This is the first thing that will pop up when somebody puts in a search query, on the search engine, and if your profile is getting suggested to that individual, they're going to see your profile photo. So make sure you have a presentable professional photo. That goes without saying. And then for your headline, I have a really good form template that I suggest to all my clients. It's so simple to use, and it's so simple to plant relevant keywords using this template. I help who, do what, how. This is such a good template to display exactly what services you offer, who your target audience is as well. So as an example, I have filled out, I help small businesses grow on social media with organic reach. So I help who? Small businesses do what? Grow on social media with organic reach. That's how I do it. So again, I've used 3 keywords over here, and at the same time, I have, when somebody reads the headline, they will immediately know what to expect from my profile. I hope this template helps out anybody on this call. And then you have your about section. This is something that I have to optimize for myself as well. As I mentioned, with the latest LinkedIn profile layout changes that were made in March this year, your about section now appears first thing after your profile details, like your name, your headline. Previously, it used to be the featured section, but now it's the about section. So you have your about section has more chances to get viewed by people. And a good practice to for your about section would be to have a strong hook, because at the same time, the entire section is not going to get displayed. You want people to click on see more. And then you can share your professional story. You can talk about your services. You can have a call to action. This is how you can contact me, DM me. A lot of, like Ketsia mentioned, she receives a lot of queries through the services section. I actually receive a lot of queries in my DMs because I've mentioned in my about section how they can contact me, and then we can have a chat. So this is something that you can do as well as a best practice. And then you have the services and featured section. The idea for these two on your profile is that you're converting your profile into a landing page. So once your profile has been discovered, thankfully through through your efforts of optimizing it, your services section, your featured section will not only help you in terms of visibility, so make sure you have the keywords over there displayed, but at the same time, you can create a smooth sales funnel. You can have services displayed on your profile. You even mention your pricing. And then on your featured section, if you want people routing to your website, going over to your website or any other platform, I think for featured section, what I usually suggest my clients are a few things. You can have social proof displayed, any testimonial right on top. You can have a lead magnet displayed. I think that's the only place where you can have a lead magnet. You cannot have it anywhere else on your profile. So if you have like a newsletter, if you want to build an email email list, this is the best place to have like a funnel created. And then what else can you add on the feature section, Ketsia? What would you recommend? I forgot what I had in mind for the third option. But anyways.
Oh, I was going to answer, like, I love putting my portfolio in there, or like brands that I've worked with and stuff like that, just to kind of beef it up in the featured section. I see some people put like their best performing posts. I don't mind that, but I think that maybe, having your portfolio and stuff is always amazing.
Definitely, because you have all this traffic coming in. You want them to then go to your sales funnel. So the best thing to do is get your portfolio out there, get your contact details. You can leave a link to book a discovery call with you, or any paid session if you offer anything like that. And then make sure in the captions you're using relevant keywords. Try to make them as short as possible is what my suggestion would be in the featured section. And then you have content along with articles. So there's something I want to mention about articles. Before that, let's talk about content. In the beginning of the call, I mentioned that you have to be posting at least once a week to rank in the search engine at all in this section. When somebody looks up a search query using relevant keywords to your profile, if you're not posting content at least once a week, it's not going to get suggested at all. And you're most likely going to get suggested to your connections when it comes to content. So make sure that you're posting content. You have to be pretty regular with it. However, with articles, you don't have to be that regular. It could be one article in like a few months. But if it is a highly optimized article, it is going to get suggested on the search engine. And what's interesting is that I want you to do this quick exercise after this call. Go on Google search engine, type in any search query, social media marketing, LinkedIn, and just mention, type in, I recently did a search with copywriting tips, and then I mentioned the word LinkedIn. So do any search query and just mention the word LinkedIn. 9 out of 10 of the results that will appear with you, which will be taking you to LinkedIn, would be newsletters. They will not be people profiles. They will not be people's posts. They're all going to be, most likely 100% are going to be newsletters. So right now, this is one feature which not a lot of people are using, and LinkedIn is suggesting to a lot of outside traffic from the platform. And then there's another thing that you can do with your LinkedIn articles. You can route that traffic to your website. So if you mention your company website in LinkedIn articles, a lot of people, if somebody comes onto your article through Google search engine, they're going to then go to your website as well. And your SEO backlinks can actually get strengthened if your website is mentioned, and you can rank organically higher if it is mentioned on a LinkedIn article. So it's a great way to strengthen your backlinks and also route traffic to your website, not only to your profile. This is just an additional tip that I thought was worth mentioning. And another, last interesting point in that, it does not even have to be that recent. The first article that popped up with me was from 2021, and that was ranking number 1 on the search engine. So it has to be only highly optimized, and make sure that you're posting a lot of it. And I would, in fact, suggest to do it from your business pages as opposed to your profiles. So just a quick distinction between content and articles. Post 1 or 2 within your niche, highly optimized, so that you have outside traffic coming into your profiles or your websites. And then with respect to posts, you have to be pretty active on the platform. I hope this was a useful session. If there are any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them. This is all that I had for you guys today.
Thank you. Oh, we always talk at the same time. I'm so sorry. I was just gonna say thank you so much for coming here. I also had like one question. I think it's me putting you on the spot, but
Okay.
because I feel like you showcased so many amazing features and underrated things that people don't do to optimize their profile. But which one do you think is the most like underutilized, and which one do you think is, if there's only one feature or one thing that you should add to optimize your profile, that's the one you should put your energy towards?
That's a very good question, Ketsia. I think if you want to put effort on one feature, that would be your profile overall, because that's an exercise that you do only once. It's after that it's evergreen. You don't have to optimize your profile each time. It's just one exercise that you do one time. Update your LinkedIn headline, your featured section, do the quick keyword research exercise I mentioned, and update your profile. After that, you're done. You don't have to optimize your profile multiple times. However, with content, you have to be pretty active. So if you don't have the time, don't put your energy towards content. Do LinkedIn articles instead. I'm still trying to figure out why LinkedIn is promoting articles so much. I can't get my head around it. I'm such a LinkedIn geek. I'm always trying to figure out why, a certain feature is getting promoted, but it is getting promoted. Articles, again, it's a feature that you can use for your businesses and for your business profiles as well. You can drive all that traffic to your website. Right now, it is getting promoted, so make use of the feature. It doesn't. A lot of the features, if they don't continue to perform that well, LinkedIn stops promoting them. And I think people are not interested in articles, despite of that they're getting promoted. So while they are, make use of them.
No, that makes so much sense. Thank you so much. And I also wanted to do a shameless plug for your newsletter
Oh, yes,
because
thank you.
it's pretty good. So if you guys want to subscribe to Fatima's newsletter, please make sure to do that. And if you want to subscribe to ours as well, feel free to do that as well. Jessie, I know you wanted to say something too.
Oh, I was going to say that I learned so much. Like I literally have a list of points that I'm like, wow, I need to do this to my profile that I had no idea. I'm not a LinkedIn SEO expert in any way. We had a few questions in the chat about what posts are versus articles. Do you have like a quick 2-minute explanation of the difference between the two?
Yes, good question. So, LinkedIn articles are essentially newsletters. When you go on LinkedIn to make a post, it will show you how if you would like a newsletter instead of making a post. So, content posting is an activity that you do to. Sorry, I don't think I'm explaining very well. Posts are what you make on LinkedIn when you type in anything, and everybody in your connections and your followers can see it. And LinkedIn articles are newsletters.
Awesome. Yeah. I would consider, for those who aren't sure, short form content. Well, actually, I guess some LinkedIn posts could be longer, but short form usually tends to be on the
Oh,
post
yeah,
side,
yeah.
longer tends to be on the article side.
Exactly. Um,
Somebody asked if it's worth it to get your profile verified. So I actually read an article on this subject, and it says that your profile is, I'm not sure by what percentage, but your content is likely to get more reach if your profile is verified. And since this feature is still very new, I think it was rolled out last year in the last quarter, it's still not everywhere. But if you can verify your profile, it will be great because in the future, I'm sure it's going to impact your reach.
yeah. I think we have like maybe we can take like two more questions and then like reveal the giveaway winner. Um, but from Charlie was asking, would you suggest posting your blog posts as articles instead of sharing your blog?
Yeah, that's actually a very good way to go about it. If you have highly optimized blogs on your website, just replace them on LinkedIn newsletter as well. That way, you are driving traffic to from more than one resource. And like I mentioned, if you mention your website, if you route people to your company website, you are strengthening your SEO backlinks as well. So it's a good way to utilize the feature.
And I've seen people do this thing where they will put like maybe half of their blog article, like not the full version, to get people to go back to their blog or website or subscribe to the full newsletter. So it's a great way to promote as well, right?
Absolutely, that's an excellent tip. Yeah.
And then Hamza was asking, what do you think about short form video content? I know LinkedIn is kind of pushing to promote more video content. I think they want to do like a separate feed for video content. What do you think?
Yeah. Yes, so they have revealed that they are going to launch a separate feed for video content. One thing about LinkedIn algorithm that you must know, whenever they launch a new feature, they promote it the most. So when LinkedIn launched polls about 2, 3 years ago, I don't remember the exact timeline. So that was the most promoted feature on the platform. When LinkedIn launched newsletters, that was the most promoted feature on the platform. And then after a certain period of time, they see if the feature is performing well or not, and they would then promoted in lines to with respect to how much people are liking it. But when any new feature comes in the feed, it does get promoted. But at the same time, I will say you don't have to hop on every trend you see on LinkedIn. If you're not comfortable with video content, keep producing the content that you're producing. You don't have to dabble into all sorts of content types. If you don't make carousels, you don't have to necessarily make carousels. Everything works on LinkedIn. It's your audience that you need to focus on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was such an amazing answer. I'm just going to pass it over to Jesse to reveal the webinar winners. But Fatima, it was so nice having you here and like doing this whole thing. You were amazing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me. I love collaborating with HeyOrca. You guys are the best. So thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate everybody who joined in. We have about 90 plus people here. It's so exciting to be able to connect with your community.
Thank you so much. And we love collaborating with you too.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw a few people in the comments saying I'd love to get another webinar on business profile pages. So that's definitely on our list. There's nothing in the near future, but know that we are taking this feedback really seriously, and hopefully we'll have either a resource or a webinar in the future. Okay, now for
Is it just me or did she block out?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh my, sorry. So sorry. Not the most exciting part. Okay, so I'm just going to announce the webinar winner. But hold on, let me see because I'm pretty sure we have it here. Okay, so the Instagram winner for this week's webinar is Alyssa Tornhill. Alyssa, are you here? Alyssa, if you... Yes, congratulations. If you can hear this, please send us a DM on Instagram with your email so that we can send you the points and you can get your reward. So yes, thank you so much. Again, Fatima, thank you. You were amazing. It was so nice having you on, and I hope we can do this sometime again.
Absolutely. I would love to. Thank you so much. Lovely, lovely speaking to you as usual, Ketsia. I'll see you on LinkedIn.
I'll see you. Bye.